for Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, 6:30 p.m. in McDonald Brown Conference Room is now open. And I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for December 19th.
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Anybody hear us?
Carol and Steve, can you hear us? Okay, that's... Okay, that works. Can you hear us now, Carol? Carol, can you hear? Let's Carol, can you hear us now? Carol?
Can any of them hear us?
Don't know why the webcam's not working tonight.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I
Are
like
you
you.
Are you waiting for me?
No.
Okay, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Now we just gotta get...
Yes.
Okay, can you hear us? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, for some reason the webcam did not want to connect tonight. So we're good.
All right, so I open the meeting, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for December 19th.
So moved?
Do we have a second for the minutes? Steve, second.
Seems like, okay.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. There's a new public hearing for 215 West Center Street. I'll read that in. Under the Wetlands Protection Act, Chapter 131, Section 40, MGL, as amended, the West Bridgewater Wetlands Protection Bylaw and Rules and Regulations, and the Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on January 2nd, 2024 at 6:30 PM in the McDonald Brown Conference Room, 65 North Main Street, on a notice of intent at 215 West Center Street for septic system upgrade. Okay, all set.
I believe, Peter, you're up.
Good evening, can you guys hear me tonight?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome, if someone can, oh, it looks like you just did it. I'm gonna share my screen. If we could confirm you can see that,
Yep.
awesome. For the record, Peter Lyons with Collins Civil Engineering Group. We're here tonight, as mentioned, with an NOI for the repair of a existing residential septic system within the buffer zones to a BVW. Quick overview of the site is approximately 80 foot by 115 feet deep. Lot with the house in the front, wetlands at the back lot line encroaching into the property. The 50-foot buffer basically cuts the site in half, with the 100-foot buffer falling out just shy of West Center Street. We've done everything we can to maximize the distance to the resource. As you can see with this one, we're pushing it basically right up to the street layout and the western lot line here. The proposal for this project is to decommission the existing leaching pit in the side of the property and provide a new pipe and stone gravity-fed leaching field on the side yard. We are able to maintain the use of a gravity system here with a little bit of grading over the proposed septic tank in the northern end of the leaching field. The area above the tank will be coming up approximately 3 feet, following the existing grades, pitching towards the wetlands. We've proposed a 2 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot concrete block wall running from the house corner towards the rear of the property to help out with the existing landscaping. Basically, this is the best solution we can come up with. We've provided erosion control shown by the dashed red line, as close as 15 feet off of the wetland flag 7. The erosion control will encompass the site access as well as the proposed construction of the septic tank, leaching field, and associated grading. We've shown soil stockpile area in front of the house, as well as a dewatering pit in the front of the house, maximizing the separation to the resource. We've proposed 2 conservation markers in the rear of the property, just behind the proposed erosion control. Total lot disturbance, we're looking at just under 5,000 square feet within the erosion control limits, and all of that is occurring within the 100-foot buffer. There's no riverfront on site. The site is not in a flood zone. That's pretty much the quick of it. If there's any questions from the commission.
Is that the big farmhouse?
They are removing a shed that was in the back, an old dilapidated area, and cleaning that up.
Not as part of this, but
Just as part of the site development anyways, since they're working on it, and they're gonna take it out at the same time. Peter, excuse me, question on the trailer that's right behind the house. Once that concrete or that block wall's in, is that gonna hamper moving or using or getting access to that trailer? And is that gonna have to come out?
Says trailer coming out.
To be totally honest, I'm not really sure what that is. I haven't been out to the site in a while. It doesn't look like, I mean, there's an existing wall on the other side that's kind of serving the same purpose as the proposed one. I would imagine there will still be some access, you know, on the eastern side of the property where
Okay.
the existing leaching pit is.
All right, that was just my only concern, because it's one of the little box trailers, like a rental unit kind of, but it's an older, so I didn't know whether it was staying or what they were planning on it.
According to the note, it's coming out, but
Right, that's the one beyond the fencing, but there's the one
Oh,
right behind
yes.
the house. And
I
that,
see, yeah.
yeah, I just didn't want it with a block wall, but if they can get around the other side, then they'll have access to it.
So it sounds like they're selling the property, is that?
It's actually currently being renovated, and so I think it's one of these, they bought
I
it and
know
flip
where
it.
that- I
It's
know
right
where
next
it
to
is.
Hockomock Plaza.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
It is a tight spot.
Yes.
So I have no,
I can't
Oh,
speak
it's
for
that one.
sure of that, but I would imagine that both of those trailers are going to be removed from the property, you know, as part of this project or in the same time frame.
okay.
And you won't need a wall on the other side of the, septic system?
No, on the western edge, we have a little more room to work with the grading. We're only coming up about a foot and a half above existing grade on the western edge.
Okay.
Most of the grading is to accommodate the mounding over the septic tank.
Okay.
Yep.
Peter, could you just talk to me about the need for a wall?
Yeah, basically, the wall is serving, you know, as a substitute for the grading. If we carried out the required 3-to-1 slope, we would be filling up against the foundation in the back, and we want to kind of maintain that existing, you know, condition as far as drainage. We don't want to be pushing any more water back towards the house. So the retaining wall is kind of going to help to direct everything from front to back of the property, rather than coming off the septic tank and going back towards the existing, you know, where it's labeled trailer, but more importantly, the back corners of the house.
Thank you.
I can also add, if I remember right when I was there, I think there is a walkout basement door in the back.
Is there?
Correct. So we're just not
Yeah.
trying to alter the grading on the back of the house.
I
So
didn't know that.
the wall kind of allows
Yeah.
access, so,
It's really tight.
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's
I didn't have
something-
any other issues other than that.
No, I don't.
Okay. Anything else from anybody? No? Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll entertain a motion to order a standard order of conditions.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I'll entertain a motion to grant a waiver to work in the 50-foot buffer zone.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, you're all set.
Thanks. I got the next one too, I believe.
So-
Okay, yep, that's what I figured, so. The next one is 25 through 27 West Street, and I'll read that into the agenda. Under the Wetlands Protection Act, Chapter 131, Section 40, MGL, as amended, the West Bridgewater Wetlands Protection Bylaw and Rules and Regulations and the Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on January 2nd, 2024 at 6:30 PM in the McDonald Brown Conference Room, 65 North Main Street, on a notice of intent. Oh, is that the one
Yep,
for 215? No,
for 225, 227.
what did I do with that one? Oh, yeah, sorry. For, notice of intent at 25 through 27 West Street for septic system upgrade. Okay, go ahead.
Good evening again. Just confirming that we can see the plan.
Yes,
Awesome. For the record, again, it's Peter Lyons with Collins Civil Engineering Group, representing the property owner. This is a notice of intent for the repair of an existing septic system on a multifamily dwelling. In the back of the property, we have a delineated mean high water of a stream, as well as the associated BVW line with that stream. The plan's a little busy, but a quick overview shows the stream with the blue dashes. Cutting through the middle of the site is a light blue, that's the 100-foot inner riparian zone, with the 200-foot falling out into West Street. 50-foot buffer is shown in orange, and the 100-foot BBW buffer is shown in purple here. As you can see, very tight site. This is really the only solution here, is to put it behind the house, kind of balanced between the existing dwelling and the resource areas. We have done everything we can to maximize our separation to the resources. This one, we're removing the existing leaching components that are out back. We can see some leaching chambers in the towards the northern property line. Those are all going to be removed or decommissioned in place based on where they fall. Proposal for this one is to reroute the existing plumbing through the house, provide new 1,500 gallon septic tank, 1,000 gallon pump chamber to an elevated 32 by 36 foot pipe and stone leaching field. This one will also have a concrete block wall around it to help us with the grading. In the back of the site, we're coming up approximately 4 feet above existing grade and 1 or 2 feet where the proposed tanks are going. So basically the whole back of the house is going to be raised up. We've provided erosion control encompassing the site access, as well as, what do we got here? Looks like some additional erosion control across the back line. An additional row of staked straw bales behind the straw wattle. That's that thicker green line we see. Just beyond that, we're proposing 2 conservation posts. Dewatering location is shown basically centered to the southern edge of the leaching field. Soil stockpiling is going to be tight, but we've proposed some just inside the northern property line, contained within the straw wattle. Some quick numbers on this one. We're looking at just under 5,000 square feet of log disturbance. Pretty much all of that within the 100-foot buffer. Just under 4,000 square feet within the inner riparian limit, and 800 square feet between the 100 and 200 foot riverfront limits. All of the work is within the 200 foot riverfront area. Any questions from the commission on this one?
So this is a 3-family,
A 2-family.
2-family?
Yep.
And it failed, or it's because something's being done with real estate?
This
I
one,
believe it's a failure.
yeah.
Oh, it failed, okay, yeah.
And
There's
it's tight. I mean, you look,
absolutely no yard.
there's only 8 feet on the property line to get the equipment into the back.
That's right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a tight spot.
I mean, this is an old house, right?
Yes. And the shed that's there, again, it's in the 50, it's gonna be removed.
Is that what you,
Yeah, the property owner had been before us at one point because they had taken down some trees in the backyard. And the abutting neighbor was questioning because it was close to the stream. So
yeah, yeah.
we had something on the file for the site. So by doing this and putting the markers up, it's actually
Is
gonna
2 markers enough, or is it?
Yeah,
should be 3?
it's a pretty narrow lot. There's not much
Okay,
width.
There's just no place to do anything
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Park
I mean,
your
it
car.
really, it's,
It's gotta be done, it's gotta be done. Okay, anybody else got anything to say?
No.
Entertain a motion to close the hearing,
Motion to close?
and then,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Then entertain a motion to order a standard order conditions.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
And then I'll entertain a motion to grant the waiver to work in the 50-foot buffer.
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all set.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one is a continued public hearing for 44 South Main Street.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the commission. Sound check, everyone can hear me?
Yes, we
Yep.
can.
All right, great, thank you very much. Walter Hermano here, professional engineer with Hermano Consultant Engineers for the record. I'm representing Outdoor Living Materials, and I have my client here also, Jordan Kamara, in the bottom left of your screen. He's available to answer any questions as always. Just wanted to provide the commission with an update on this project. If I could share my screen right now.
Yep, you should be able to.
Can everyone see the plan?
No.
No.
Okay. That would be the whole report. I want that.
not that big a file.
They had this all ready to go. Can everyone see the site plan on the screen?
No.
No, we've got your file. I think it's your other screen you need to share, maybe.
I am screen sharing, stop. Okay. How about now?
No.
I do have it if you want me to bring it up, Walter.
Here we go. How about now?
It's loading. Let's see what we get. Yep, we got it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tim, for offering.
Alrighty, we're a winner.
Okay. This is an extensively revised site plan and special permit plan. We have a total of 8 sheets in all. I'm showing you right now, the sheet 6, this is what we call a wildlife habitat mitigation plan. I'll just reduce it a little bit. Okay. What we've had done is LEC has gone out there with their experts. They've analyzed the site, and they provided for us a wildlife habitat analysis. We have submitted that, and currently that report and all stormwater management and site plan changes to be reviewed shortly by your peer review engineer. We'll await their comments and make any changes if any that are required. But the wildlife habitat analysis was a key integral part required because we're working, at least the proposed limits of the work are within the water and land subject to flooding and the riverfront area. Extensively, there's close to 187,000 square feet of such area, given that most of the property is in the floodplain to begin with. But we have done our best to remain as far away as possible from the riverfront area and the wetlands areas. According to the analysis done by LEC, and I'm not going to do it justice, but I will give it my best try here. They have their assessment and found that there are no natural, NHESP habitat areas or species of concern mapped for this area. But the activities in the BLSF and the riverfront area are considered significant to the Wetlands Protection Act. So the comprehensive mitigation measures that have been incorporated into the plan will provide a long-term improvement, enhancement to the wildlife habitat associated with the BLSF and the riverfront area. Relying on their expertise, they have made a determination that the proposed project will not substantially reduce the capacity of the on-site BLSF and riverfront area to provide important wildlife habitat functions or compromise the overall site's capacity to support wildlife. Mitigation measures. There are 9 mitigation measures that are proposed on this project in order to back up the statement that I just read. There's a habitat management area that you see all within yellow here. And this is all outside of the proposed work area. I should explain that the proposed limits of the work include the replication area to the northeast of the site, all the way down across the yard. Outside this grass channel, stormwater structure that's required, and all behind what we call a wet basin, another stormwater structure that's required. This red area over here is a identified Japanese knotweed invasive species area that's proposed to be mitigated as well. The habitat management area that's proposed, it would be mowed every 2 years, but we would keep all significant trees. For example, there is a cedar tree to be protected right in this approximate area. Bushes, small trees, those would all be maintained. But the plan is to keep it mowed every 2 years in order to enhance the habitat area. Second, we have an invasive species management plan. That's what I began to touch upon. There's a good amount of Japanese knotweed behind this existing building that is proposed to be removed mechanically as a preferred method. We have in its place a turtle nesting habitat enhancement, which is, in short, about a foot of a special graded sand. Once this area is opened up to sunlight, it will enhance turtles that may want to try and nest in the sand. We also have a replacement of trees and shrubs. Trees and shrubbery occasionally throughout the habitat area, and particularly along the boundary of the site right here, along both the front and back of the channel. These trees will be native species, of course, but they will also further enhance the riverfront area and species that thrive in this area. Well, I'm not going to jump around, but earlier you'll see on a site plan we have a row of hedges that are not part of what I'm discussing right now, but those are additional plantings along the front of the property that the client has agreed to put in between South Main Street and the yard, as well as there's a fence there, and that's just to keep the view of the yard as minimal as possible from the street. But back to the matter at hand here, we also have IBW replication area, because we have 2 small IBW areas that are jurisdictional under the bylaw, as well as they provide flood storage. But these 2 areas we are proposing to fill. So in order to compensate for that filling, we have gone into like elevations up in this particular area order to complete and balance out the compensatory flood storage. So there will actually be a net gain of flood storage after the project is completed. This area will also serve as the replication for the IBW. We'll have a meadow establishment, that is, all the back slopes around this area will be loam and seeded, as well as all of the slopes around the wet basin will be loam and seeded. The project has significant impervious areas, much of it Mother Nature is trying to take back with a former go-kart track in this particular area. All of that is to be taken up, and the area that's in purple will actually be restored back to, I believe it's grass that's proposed, about 3,650 square feet. Will be revegetated with the above native shrubs and reseeding. My apologies, there'll be native shrubs and reseeding in this area. And this area is very close to the river, and it was all previously disturbed at some point, but all the impervious surfaces are going to be taken up around what was considered the former track. And removal of miscellaneous debris. Walking through the property, there is a substantial amount of miscellaneous debris that happens to be at the outskirts of the project and into the water and vegetated wetland and the 200-foot riverfront area. Debris that can physically, by hand, be managed to be picked up and hauled out is part of the plan. There is no plan to send in any heavy equipment that would be damaging to the protected area. But by hand, manual removal of debris is part of the mitigation measures proposed. There's also a hand removal of remnant fencing. If you may recall, the area was a former pitch and putt and a golf course. Where I'm showing you right now, there was extensive fencing that we found, especially throughout this area, right in the actual wetlands delineation, up against the limit of the woods. There's also substantial fencing to the north, again throughout the BBW up here. And there's also some very old fencing that I've tripped over on several occasions, right down here near the BVW markets nearest to the town river. That's rather large, but all the other areas have fencing that is prohibitive of natural movement of wildlife, so those will be removed as part of this project. There are no fences proposed at the limits of the work, or the limits of the yard. The only fencing proposed is between, to the north, where we have existing fencing, and also at the gate, the entrance. Replacement or installation of fencing where there's already fencing on the west side, far outside the boundary of the river. More fencing in the front, that's for security measures and privacy. And the fencing will continue down this stretch right here, and that will separate the yard from the easement and the proposed access to the town river for a kayaking canoe launch. So that closes out our proposed mitigation measures in order to make the project work. We've not made any other changes, any substantial changes since we last met. I believe I discussed the reshaping of the building, all infiltration as much as possible, greater than close to 70-80% of pavements going underground. And the wetland, the wet basin proposed is more than adequate to provide all peak flow and runoff storage through the 100-year storm event. The ultimate discharge is into wetlands where we actually have stormwater running off and going now. But the numbers will be less than the existing peak flow and volume. That closes out my presentation and update right now. If anyone has any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
On the fencing that's being taken out in the wetlands, is there tall light poles out there too? Are they gonna be removed as well?
Can't hear.
Well, there were light poles and posts. Also, are they being removed at the same time?
Along with the fencing?
I think the question was, will light poles and posts be removed at the same time?
Yeah, out in the wetlands along with the fencing that's gonna be removed?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, there are no light poles proposed throughout the yard.
No, but the ones
If there are
that
any now, they'll be removed.
okay, yeah, the ones that are out there now, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the only poles we cannot remove are the poles for the electric utility lines, and they also have a tower.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
those have to remain. We've done our best to keep the entire project outside of the 150-foot easement
Yep.
for the electric company's easement.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Well, it looks like a huge improvement to that
But
property.
any
Yeah.
other poles
Yeah.
associated with the past use of the former golf course, those are planned to be removed. That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, I mean anything that you guys are proposing now, anyways, that's gonna be done. It's all a big, like you said, it's gonna be a big improvement no matter what. So.
So Walter, my question to you at this point would be, we can continue to January 16th, or I don't know whether that's gonna be enough time for the review to come in and then for changes to be made. I know you also have a hearing, I think, February 6th with the zoning board.
That's correct, Jim, yes.
So we could, if it works, meet February 6th here at 6:30, put you on first, and then you can meet with the zoning board at 7.
Yeah.
And that might give us time to get the review engineer's comments back, and you be able to have time to address them and present it all at once. But it's up to you.
It'll be a tight fit, but that would be a perfect schedule if we could do that, yes.
I mean, I'm just thinking if we continue to the 16th of January, that's probably not enough time.
Yeah.
But giving it to the February meeting would give us a month, and that might be enough time to get everything at least close to completion.
Oh, yes, yeah, my apologies, Tim, you're right. That'll be close to 4 weeks from now. You would know the reviewer's schedule better than I, but typically, they've been very good about those things. If we saw something back in 2 weeks, we could act on it right away and return that and be ready for that 1st of February meeting.
Right, and I know DEP is reviewing it now, so hopefully they're gonna issue a number soon, so we can get a filing. And it may all work out that February could be the month. So, that's Jordan background.
Oh,
So at that point, then we'll continue to February 6th.
February 6th.
That work?
Could you say that again, please? Tim?
February 6th, will that work?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just. Anybody got anything else to say?
pretty
No.
extensive, yeah.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to continue to February 6th.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll see you in
Thank you very
Feb.
much, folks.
See you in
Have a good
Thank you.
night.
Okay, the next one is 40 United Drive.
And we have received from 40 United Drive a request for continuance. They hope to have paperwork in for our next meeting, which would be the 16th.
Okay, so I entertain a motion to continue to January 16th.
I'll make the motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next one is administrative, is 363 South Elm Street.
So I will run through the administrative updates. 363, the violator is working with an engineer. I know they've contacted each other, so hopefully that will be forthcoming.
I was gonna ask you, is there any way maybe we get him in here just to talk to him?
I can ask, I'll ask him to
Just to come in
attend the
and,
next meeting.
like, just ask him why he did what he did and
Yep,
what's the purpose and all that stuff.
okay. 17 Belmont Street, it is a site where there was a house that was torn down. A new septic system was designed, new driveway, falls under the stormwater bylaw. No permit was applied for, so I've requested, and I've got a phone call today wondering what it was about, so I've got to play phone tag and get in touch with them. 393 Matfield Street,
94.
394 Matfield Street is a site where they're filling in their front yard with a considerable amount of fill. It's closer to 8,000 and growing square feet.
Crap.
So I'm not sure what the intent is, but it still falls under the stormwater bylaw.
Yep.
So I'm waiting for that.
Have they started already?
Uh,
Filling it in?
They've got another 4 days before the second letter goes out with the fines. I give them 2 weeks.
And
To notify
what's
me.
the issue again? They're
It's-
filling it.
They're filling it without a stormwater permit.
For what reason? You don't have no, we don't have any idea.
What the reason is, yeah, I don't know if it's to make it a buildable area, or is it just to make more lawn?
Level it
And
out.
what would they have to do with it
Because it's
comply?
over 5,000,
Yeah.
it's a, well, it's a general, but if they're gonna do over 15,000 square feet, it's a general permit where they need an engineer and to do a regular filing. If it's under the 15, then it's an administrative, but they still have to tell us what they're doing and,
I follow you.
right, and put up, pretty soon they're gonna be close enough to the road where runoff's gonna be an
So
issue.
are they still
Without any-
continuing?
Yeah, as I say, they're still filling it in.
Right, so without,
Well, you can't put a stop cease and desist on it.
right, well, that's, I generally send out the friendly letter saying, hey, you're in violation, please contact the office so we can,
Then it's
Figure
a
out the
cease
path.
and desist.
right, and the next one's a cease and desist with,
Right.
because it'll be officially their second notice where the fines will start,
But in between that, they're still filling.
so,
Oh, God.
right, so I generally give them a couple weeks with the
We
holidays.
send out registered, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I might have to take that over again. And if you listen to it.
483,
Two.
482 East Center Street is for a wetlands and stormwater violation possibly, clearing and cutting within the 50-foot.
At Howard's house.
And, again, that letter just went out, they did call, they responded, so we'll figure out what they're doing in a filing for that. 0 Sinnesett Street, they've stopped cutting, they're not doing anything out there. He knows that he needs to hire an engineer and a botanist, so that's just to figure out what he's gonna do with it at this point.
Has he cleared anything illegally? Or?
He
Anything.
took down trees within jurisdiction without a tree cutting permit on file. So I said, you need to fill that out. If the trees he has taken down were dead or disease died. I mean, they were dying maples and oaks. So it wasn't like he was
New one.
right.
Clearing, yeah.
So
Yeah.
at this point, it was no harm, no foul necessarily. And
But he
But-
stopped.
yeah, and he stopped.
Which is a good thing.
So that's all I had. I will mention to everybody, I think Mo watched the last video.
I did.
And Carol, if you get a chance to watch it, as long as you've watched the recording, you're able to participate, vote, and go forward with the hearing for 0 Crescent
I
Street.
watched it already.
Okay, good. So you're both up to speed, and so in the next hearing, you're good to go.
Good.
We might have a lot of people next one. Never know.
Yeah, there could be a
When
full
is
house.
it? When's the next one?
16th.
16th.
It's on for the 16th, so our next meeting.
But they also could continue it though too, right? They were on
Right,
that.
right. It's not gonna, the reviews
lot-
won't be
lot to
finished
do.
in really
Yeah.
by then. It'll be an update. They may ask to continue, I'm not
Yeah.
sure how.
If they do,
far
then it'll
along.
be, the 6th will be the big one. We'll find out.
Okay.
That's all I had.
Okay, we just have to sign some documents.
Yep. Just gotta- You need one here.
It's there. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah.
A lot of permitting coming in, or requests, or is it slow?
It's finally stuff. I actually, because the annual report's coming up before long, and we had 39 hearings last year.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't know if that seems
That's
like
up.
a lot.
Which it didn't seem like a lot at the time. I thought it was rather slow, but we also had a
Some of
couple.
them were big
Yeah,
here.
we've had some stragglers left over from the year before as well. So
What's that background?
I'm not sure.
Someone's TV?
It's gotta be, yeah.
Steve's.
Is there anything else you see around town that you happen to?
I haven't been patrolling lately,
No.
so.
Anything else you think coming up possible, or
No, it looks like we may be quiet.
everything going good on Lincoln Street? Looks
It's
like it.
not moving
Yeah.
very fast, is it?
I will say that they did finally get the steel for the one on.
Oh, that one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Honeydew,
the
I
end,
just saw that.
so, and I know they are waiting or have gotten the demo permit for Dempsey's, the house.
I see that coming down.
Right,
yeah.
so that's the next
Is
part
that
of-
kind of what they're waiting for the road to start, kind of?
Well, they want to get the house demoed and get that
Lay
stabilized,
it out.
so come spring, they can start the road reconstruction, is the game plan.
It's not slowing the,
No, the backside, it's just weather and materials. It's just been so wet that
yeah.
trying to get things done has not been easy,
And
so.
here we are in winter again, so.
Well, I guess that's about, so, nothing else, then, all right. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second? Steve? Second, all right,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
all right.
See you at the next meeting.
Thank you, see you at the next meeting.
Happy New Year, guys.